What up, peeps? How you guys doing? It is Digital Shaman. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss the intersection of spirituality and technology. So we are T-minus, I think we are T-minus 24 hours from the Virgo new moon starting, or the event appearing, which in a way I am totally here for. I'm a big, I'm a big productivity aficionado. Particularly, I like to study the GTD, Getting Things Done, David Allen method. Shout out to GTD DC, man. Before the pandemic and everything, I think I've been a part of that meetup since 2014. So yeah, many years of lots of productivity hacks, tips, and tricks, getting through the workflow phase of getting things done. It's just amazing. So I'm a productivity junkie. Tools, different Todoist, Pomodoro tools, Trello, Kanban boards, Notion. Like, I love all that stuff. And I like to, even it's weird, even when I was a little girl, I guess Capricorn Sun and Mercury, you know, I used to have a little Filofax planner, and I swore I had business. I was like, I used to carry my planner around. Where was I going? To third grade. I really was that young, though. I was that young with those type of tools. My family would take me to the stationery store in town. You know, clearly I was baby digital shaman, because I think I had, what was it, from Radio Shack, a Casio, you would open it up like the clamshell. Oh man, I'm forgetting. PED, it was personal electronic device. Oh, mom. Oh, I think it was a Casio organ. It was either a PIM. There we go. Personal information management device. Either way, I had all that stuff as a youngster. So I've always been drawn to productivity and efficiency, which I think also is not always a Capricorn thing. I think that's also an INTJ. Just being a solutions-based person, you know, trying to solve problems. Like, that's just me. So what I have going on for the Virgo new moon, I'm actually running my first new moon circle tomorrow evening with the DC Tarot peeps. Check us out on our meetup, the largest Washington DC Tarot group, and we're going to branch out a little bit. You know, I mean, you can't really just say tarot in a box, astrology in a box, numerology in a box, chakras in a box. They're all energy systems. And you can see astrology and tarot and astrology, and vice versa. So I'm a little excited and a little nervous to do this new moon circle. So I'm actually, as soon as I get done talking with you all, I'm going over to, not somewhere I visit often, but I've been lethargic. We got it's early hoodie season in DC. It's gray today, so I am just lethargic. And I already had some leftover matcha shots. I did matcha shots with my neighbor last night. It's kind of a problem over here. But yeah, I feel very blah. And I said, this is a perfect opportunity. I mean, habits have been a struggle this past, where are we now? Where's the clock at? Year and a half. You know, but I'm just like, I'm not going to complain, because I think, number one, our timeline's running out. I think my agency was saying we may be returning to work in October, but it's just been very, very, very challenging this last year and a half home to cultivate the daily habits. And I mean, when I say I'm a habit junkie, like for this reading that we're getting ready to do, I'm going to talk about the book Atomic Habits, which I've read such a long time ago. I might need to re-listen to that on Audible. What was I going to say? Oh, I was saying Habitica. I love using, that's like a role-playing game. I was just very, very, stride. Let me stop talking about these apps. I was just very precise and disciplined when it came to my habit trails. Like, wake up in the morning, make my tea, get ready for work, on the way to work, listen to my meditation, first day meditate, then make my tea, get ready, on the way to work, listen to an affirmation when I get on a train, open up my to-do list app, train/subway. Open up my to-do list app, organize my day. Yeah, I can use apps throughout my day to stay organized. Also, she's sitting a little bit. I won't pull her out. Maybe I will. Special appearance. My paper planner, because I'm just like, again, I'm the digital shaman, but we live in a hybrid world. we live in a hybrid world, so I also have my planner filled with lots of things. So that's just, I'm turning up the productivity porn before I even get into the reading. So I said it was to say that all that got taken away when the pandemic hit, and I fell apart. I did not, I am, it's weird. I'm a person that needs freedom, but I also need structure. That right, precise formula of freedom and structure. Still trying to get there, but no, like all jokes aside, it was really hard. Like, it was really hard to totally be in home. And I guess too, like, I have the type of job where we just have deliverables on deadlines. So, you know, I have enough mental activity to say, okay, I got to get this project done by this date, and I could do that. But, you know, I guess I say all this to say that my job couldn't serve as a linchpin to keep me structured daily. Like, I guess key thing to distinguish, I'm not the type of person that's in meetings all day. And I do one thing because I work with a coach. I work with lots of people. A coach last year, and one particular telling quote, which we all know, is just like, what you do in one area of life applies across the board. And that's really been just a constant reminder and refresher of how to navigate this pre, post, and current pandemic. So, I mean, not to put myself out there, but, you know, my job is pretty laid back, and I'm thankful. Trust me. I done worked with some crazy clients. I done worked at some crazy firms. So, well, my job's pretty laid back. I'm home here all day by myself for the most part, like building completely empty. You know, yeah, I get to go outside and walk and, you know, depending on the weather, but the lazy monster would take over. And especially, like, you know, again, trying to get this business off the ground, it's unstructured. And I'm gonna end with this because I could talk about productivity and working, and as I will, because I love that stuff, and y'all will see more of, you know, how I think there's also a fabric that could be weaved between, I say, the intersection of technology and spirituality. But if you add one more angle, it's almost like a star, and you put productivity in that, man, y'all will see lots of good things. But I'm gonna summarize with this, that it was a very telling book that I read, I think through the GTDDC book club. It was oh my gosh, I'm looking right at her face. I don't think I have it in my, is it better? Oh man, I'm gonna have to, this is terrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry, bear with me. Is it better than Gretchen, is it Rubin? That's got to be, I'll know it. Yes, okay, I got the author. Yes. Gretchen Rubin. So she's pretty famous for the 4 tendencies, but the book that reeled me in was Better Than Before. Essentially, it's been so long. Essentially, I cannot remember the specifics of the book, but long story short, I'm the type of person that, because I could never figure out why, like, I used to teach on the side. I'd have apps on the side. I do a lot of things on the side, but there's always a person or some type of leash to my responsibility. Like even with my job. So like with this digital shaman or my spiritual side business, it's like, yeah, it's more of I could do it if I want to versus you need to, or people are dependent on you. Because I used to struggle. I'm like, I don't understand why I'm like a beast everywhere else with my life, you know, in terms of my day job. Like I said, I have several side hustles, but you know, when it comes to another one that's also part of my astrology chart is growing from, I have South Node in Capricorn, so that just says everything right there. Tradition, you know, you work tradition. So, you know, what's the opposite of the South Node is the North Node. And mine's in Cancer, which, you know, is also a cardinal sign, but it's in the 8th house. So that is a part of my destiny, is to build a spiritual business. And it's hard. Us trying to go for our North Nodes is like, no, I don't see this thing. I'm going to cling to the familiar, which is a traditional 9-to-5 job. Man, I got way off the rails with this rant here, but you know, most of y'all probably just gonna click forward to the reading. So I started to say that I'm really trying to hone in on the specific part of, let me pull up this book, maybe to come to mind. Better Than Before. Was that the one? I know the 4 tendencies. I think I read just 2 of her books. But anyway, the point is, this is gonna drive me crazy. Hold on. Let me actually pull up. Not that. Yes, that's the term. I was looking for her tendency type. So yes, upholders, questioners, obligers, and rebels. So I think I came in as an obliger, but it's pretty much it's just like the way that a person with my personality type gets things done is to be accountable, which is, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like 95% of the world anyway. Well, I take that back. I mean, back to her theories in her book, upholders are people who are naturally, I'm not saying type A's, but maybe like the anal type A's. They're completely self-motivated. Yes, that's the key term. They don't need any additional external, yes, now some of the books coming in. You don't need an external, I'm going to say cue to help you do what you need to do. And I'm the type of person that needs that. I think that was, obligers. Questioners obviously question everything. And then rebels are like, forget your rules. So I could be a little bit of a questioner, but anyway, we're not going to get into Gretchen Rubin and all her books. And I done went on a classic productivity rant, but this is all in the name of Virgo season, which is precision, it's habits, it's ritual, it's before we go into fall, it is what do they do on a farm? I'm doing this. They're clearing the wheat away. They're getting what people don't really realize, and I'm a country girl, when you scythe the wheat or scythe your harvest, that's the word I'm looking for. When you bring in the harvest, you don't just like, bam, the harvest is barred in and you're like, forget the land. Virgo's what? An earth sign. You also have to prepare that the ground for next year's harvest, or really for the next upcoming month. So, going into this reading here, and I talked all about productivity, and I'm titling this, discovering atomic habits. One key takeaway, I do highly recommend that book. It's by James Clear. I highly recommend it. I think I read it when it first came out, and I'm going to put that back in the queue. That's another thing that's so hard. Like, I've been reading, but man, like, I have not been reading. Like, I think last year I almost read 30 or 40 books because I used to, or maybe the year before the pandemic hit. But, that was because I was at the gym, walking to the subway, walking around the office, walking around outside the office. And I missed some of that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I missed walking and listening to I have not listened to podcasts. My podcast listening probably dropped off from like 90% to like 20. And it's just based off of me not having, who was that other good habit book? The classic? Because I'm hearing cue, reward, and action. Dad, now I'm about to go into Audible. Charles Duhigg. What was the name of that book though? Charles Duhigg. The noun habit? Hang tight. The noun habit, I think. Oh man, these were some good ones that I read too. Man, this is too much book chat. Yeah, see, 4 tendencies. Why didn't I just do a search? Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. But yeah, I lost. I forget. Was it Q? I'm acting like I just can't Google it real quick. That's what we're gonna do. Duhigg. The habit loop. Yeah, the habit loop. Yes, the cue, the routine, and the reward. So I think with the pandemic, a lot of us lost our cues. And for me, my cue was I'm walking. And that triggers me to know I need to listen to something to enrich my mind. So anyway, let's get ready, prepare to go into the reading. And the biggest takeaway from switching books, Atomic Habit, was I love this phrase that James Clear stated. It's just like, why am I blanking? I'm the type of person that does blank. Like, so instead of saying, oh, I want to be a writer, what are the habits or what are the attributes or characteristics of a writer? Writers probably, can't see my bookshelf. Writers probably read. Writers do what? They might kind of write every day. So instead of, you just kind of put yourself into that personality type and say, oh, I am a writer and writers do this. So I can't remember, man. Like, let me see if I can Google that real quick. But it's the exact wording. Hold on. James Clear. I'm the type. I'm the type. Because it's a certain way. I think it's like I'm the type of person. And maybe. Yeah, I guess this is also, this is helping me kind of summarize a little bit better. I guess it's more so linking together habits with identity. So that was just a big takeaway from Atomic Habits. So, instead of sitting there and nitpicking, like, oh man, let's just say people who are in shape, oh, they have workout routines and they eat healthy and they crush protein powder and this and that. It's just like, okay, look at that. But then from that subset of list, it's just like, how do you let those components of what makes a successful Gymshark athlete successful, and how do you adapt those into your life? So all in all, let's go ahead and start. We're going to use the International Icon Tarot. Ooh, excuse me, I didn't get any water or anything. I didn't expect to be talking this long because I clearly had a lot to say today. Excuse me, let's start. Oh, we're going to be using the International Icon Tarot by Robin. What does it say here? Robin Ator. So still rocking with Fool's Dog. Fool's Dog apps are the best. So what is the question? I'm winging it too hard. I really need to get this together. So what are the atomic habits we need to cultivate during the Virgo new moon? Look at that. Look at all that. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, so again, to like be serious about this reading, we're asking spirit, we're looking at habits as ways to append to our identity. And it's like, how do we do that to be able to leverage this energy of the new moon? I think we have moon. I know Venus, I think she moved to Lady Libra. What we have here? Let me look at the Let me look at the transits real quick. We don't have, so yeah, a lot of that Virgo energy moved out, or she was there, I guess, doing Leo, because we only have Sun and what's this, Mars and Virgo, 24 degrees. So, but still some good Earth energy. We got that, because I think the new moon on Monday will try Uranus and Taurus, which I think is good, because sometimes with Earth signs, they need to be shaken up. I think that's a good transit. And we still have Pluto and Capricorn. So right now we're lacking fire. We just, and then today, as I'm recording this, is Moon and Leo. So that will quickly change to hello, Virgo. So yeah, so actually that's something to be noting, that this new moon coming up, we won't have any fire except for Chiron and Aries. So that lets me know, let me just go ahead and pull these cards. That lets me know that we're going to have to work really hard to cultivate. Virgo is about harvesting. And we have a lot of earth energy. What do we have? We have earth, water, and only one water, Neptune and Pisces, which is our big dreamer. But I also think too, isn't like every planet retrograde except for like Mars and Venus and Mercury. Oh yeah, all the outers, they moving backwards. So Pluto retrograde, Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune, and actually Chiron. Oh, and Uranus. So yeah, so all the big boys are moving backwards in the sky. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, nine. I had to count for a second. 9 of coins, Queen of Swords. Someone needs to hear the truth. The Devil. Devil reverse. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Pull a couple. So for the record, I actually tried to turn off these reversals in the app. Let's not get too caught up in that factor. But what we have here, so I like to see the trends of the reading. So I think we have wands, I'm gonna put our majors up here. Wands, Queen of Swords, and okay, so the message is getting a little bit clear for me here, because the first card we got was the Nine of Pentacles. That's the outcome. That's how we will feel when our habits are aligned with our mind, our values, and our actions. We'll be feeling, Nine of Pentacles is like, that me time. Look at all that I've done. Look at all that I manifested in her beautiful garden, her garden of grapes. But, it is still pentacle. There still is action. There still is manifestation. There still is work that needs to be done before you can get to that Nine of Pentacles state. And I think moving on here to the Queen of Swords is you got to be able to look yourself in the truth. Look at your own, what you are. I don't want to say right from wrong, but habits that are working for you and habits that are not. You need to be real talk. There needs to be real talk. When the Queen of Swords comes out, it means don't lie to yourself. Like, don't be, just don't be in denial. I mean, I think we're still going through the throes of a pandemic. Like, it's okay to say I'm weak, or I struggle with this, or, if anything, I think mental health should continue to be at more of the forefront and talked about. It's not this secretive thing, or people hiding about you have a therapist, or you have to take some meds to help you be successful in your day. Okay, that's fine. Do what you need to do to make sure that you can be living this Nine of Pentacles life. So the Queen of Swords is having some real talk with you. And that means if it's a matter of, I'm eating out at Uber Eats every week, and it's trash, and I'm trash for doing that. And you recognizing that you are trash, because I may or may not be talking to myself, because you eat out every day, but you're recognizing that you want to make a change. And it really makes sense that we go on here to the Devil. The Devil, to me, reverse is, again, not being in denial. The Devil, because vices, that's kind of the Devil. This is still more earth energy. The Devil is what binds us. What are our vices? And vices and habits are opposites. Or you want to get those a little bit better. Because, you can have a great addictions. Like, what's the runner's high? If you want to go out and run every morning at 6 a.m., but it makes you feel good, then that's a healthy addiction. So, I think that's exactly important, is to, again, back when you're taking inventory. We all know that, anyone who's done 12 step, when you're taking inventory, and you're doing a truthful, honest assessment, also know that, you do want to try to, because the habits and the things that we do, they feel good, they're comfort. Like, people don't really realize too, a lot of our habits and rituals are, supporting us at the root chakra level. They make us feel safe and feel comfortable. Like, for me, listening to my Audible book while on the train, like, that was a thing of comfort. So you also know that you can attach to, like I said, habits that help bring better insights and, I don't want to say this happy, things that uplift you. And, it's okay if you're a little bit topsy-turvy. Like, I don't want to keep just saying good habits versus bad, but if you need to indulge more on your good habits so that you can cut out the bad habits, then do so until you can get into a balance. Hopefully that's kind of making sense. Because I guess also what I see here, that's looking back to this, some of the other cards here, is the King of Wands, and that makes sense when I said there's no fire. So the fire is out. You got to relight the ignition, and get out of this chaos. So we have, Five of Wands. Yeah, hold on. We got this. Move this here. King of Wands. We have no energy. I'm going to put him underneath of our Nine of Pentacles. We have chaos. We have, someone who needs to, again, come accept the truths. Because this Eight of Cups walking away, that this is a journey. And I think that with the eights, you're only ready to separate from a situation when you're ready. But that starts with, again, the Queen of Swords, that truth telling that you have to be done. The truth telling, and back to some of the Five of Swords, is thinking clear through that chaos. Like, I'm sorry, when I look at the Five of Swords, it reminds me of like I'm a IT person, of this like bad data, compared to the 4 and the 6 of Swords, it's just like, what is happening with the 5? But that's 5, and we are in a 5-year numerology wise. So that lets me know that, y'all need to clear out some of this chaos. If that means, didn't I have this before in another reading when I was like getting some alone time? Yeah, because I was picking up codependency. I'm not necessarily picking up codependency this time. What I'm really feeling is people stuck in not being able to accept the truth for themselves based on their own behaviors. Yeah, and strength, Empress and strength. I think strength is definitely gonna move these over a little bit. Strength is over here. I kind of like that with my Nine of Pentacles, my King of the Wands, getting that energy. It's gonna be gentle. Back to what I said, Charles Duhigg, the cue, the action. I think I lost the Google search. Hang on tight. Yeah, the cue, the routine, and the reward. It takes a long time to rewire habits. And if you're really trying to go there, another good book on the thought movement for habits is Joe Dispenza. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Like, it's levels to this. And I'm not going to get into, I already done ranted about the science of habit change, but look into that. Look into that. Because this Empress is also letting me know, the Empress with the King of Wands being reversed is also letting me know this is going to be slow. It's going to be slower than what you intend. You may be like, oh, in 3 months, I'm going to be saving $100 more each month with my budget. But in order to do that, you got to stop ordering from Uber Eats. In order to not order from Uber Eats, you need to do what? You need to go to the grocery store. You need to cook. So again, it's levels to this. You're unpacking a lot of levels, and it's going to take time. I really feel like I'm getting slow energy. This is earth energy that we're moving on. Let me get a couple more cards, and then we're going to go ahead and call time because I need to go to Starbucks. Lovers. Yep. Choices. Yep. And it's so funny. Look, we got Devil and Lovers. That's 7. A lot of earth on this card. Yep. A lot of slower moving cards here. With Empress, she's full of ideas, and she's pregnant, so she ain't moving quick. Devil reverse. Well, that's this kind of cutting things that you're binded to. King of Wands is a slow mover. Strength is King of Wands reverse, because that's fire is being out. Strength is gentleness. Even the Lovers. The Lovers is to me making those gentle choices and being kind to yourself. Yeah, I'm glad we got this card here as we close up. Being kind to yourself, especially too, because I keep thinking like the Lovers and even the 7 of Pentacles here. I'm gonna put up here the change in direction. Yes, this actually we're ending on a great note of getting that clarity, because the 7 of Pentacles reminds me of that habit loop. It's like you do something, I'm still getting the same result. You shift. And right now, like, the thing that I love about the 7 of Pentacles card is it's like you're thinking, how can I fit this one pentacle either in the bush, or is that something that you reaped? It's just like you can always go back and forth with the thought processes on the 7 of Pentacles. I really enjoy that card, and sometimes when it shows up in readings. So in this case, I think for us, it's I don't want to get all Librian. It goes both ways, but I think it is that delicate dance of what habit am I adding and what habits do I need to subtract. And that's slow movement. So this is a little bit of slower movement here. So give yourself that grace. We got the Strength and we got the Lovers. That's NJ. We got 2 angel energy cards. And before I end, hold on, gotta flash the wrist wear. I'm rocking my hold on, make sure y'all can see. Angel light. I always forget for phosphorus. I have the card written somewhere. Quartz lapis, and my guys love lapis lazuli. I mean, that's a whole separate story. And some amethyst, so I always try to put those on. And since we have 2 cards with angels, let's go ahead and just pull down one message from my angels, my guides, whatever higher energies you believe in, and let's just say, okay, what is the last couple of things we need to know about cultivating better habits? And if anything, we all know from the Esther Hicks law of attraction, not even that, but being a co-creator with spirit. And even though when people say co-creation, they're only talking about, I want to manifest my house or a 6-figure job. This is a reading for us, which is why we got 9 of Pentacles off the break. So when you co-create with spirit, that can be anything. And in this case, we want to ask spirit, how can we co-create better habits? Because these better habits do what? They help us to be on our path for our ascension. They help us to meet our mission. They help us to make sure that we are living that, again, that nine of pentacles best life, and it's funny, one last thing before I get these angel messages from spirit. Looking back at the Nine of Pentacles in this particular deck imagery style, let me blow it up. When I said that this reading is good, I think we're getting a lot of insight, but it's going to be very slow. Very interesting. On the bottom of this Nine of Pentacles is the snail. So please be patient with your pace. Be patient with your pace. All right, what we got, angels? Oh, fire is out. But they're manifested. Yeah, yes. And some of y'all that's making these deep habit changes, this is new. And when I look at the magician, this is actually a huge reminder to work with spirit. Give spirit everything, because what they're gonna give y'all back is tools. The tools to figure out, how do I feel like I keep saying the same old gym, money, eating out. What are some other, would be reading more. How do I cultivate a lifestyle where I read more versus scrolling on social media? What I'm hearing from the angels is express that. Express what it is that you want, and then they will provide you the tools. Magician. Whether it be, you take Instagram off your phone, you use, I highly recommend Freedom. It's a VPN app blocker to cut down on your time. But kind of like what I said earlier when I started just rambling off the different tools, we have so many tools and things at our disposal. And I think that's what the angels want you all to be reminded of. Because right now with this Ace of Wands upside down, like I said, energy's lacking here. Energy's lacking because some of us are weirdly wired in that way, but a lot of people aren't going to have that passion and that oomph to get started on. I'm going to rebuild my whole life. But you know what rebuilding your whole life is? It's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard. And we're going to do one more, because I don't want to say it's hard and it's impossible. It's not impossible. Because with the magician and the tools, you just have to figure out that formula. All right, let's go ahead and end with Two of Wands. Like I said, form your plan. This is good. We're now getting some more wand energies to close the reading. I like ending on Two of Wands, which is reassessing. Where is it that you want to go? Figuring that out. Okay, this was pretty fun. Definitely gave me some insights of being patient, taking time. But at the end of the day, I do recommend all those books that I listed out. Gretchen Rubin, Charles Duhigg, and James Clear, Atomic Habits. So, do a little bit of reading, re-listen to this, and, take your time. That is the biggest, loudest message I keep getting. Take your time, but you got to figure out the plan of where you, like you said, I'm the type of person that sits in the house all day and watches YouTube, but I want to be the type of person that makes YouTube videos all day. So how do I change my identity to fit that? That is the thing that I want y'all to remember. All right, Digital Shaman, hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys another day. Take care.